Hello everyone, I'm Stacy and this is the For Bricks and Giggles YouTube channel. For today's speed build, I have a few segments from the My Own Train line from the early 2000s. So let's get started. So the set numbers for this train are a little weird, and I'm gonna try to explain this the best way I understood it, because it is just a little bit different. So the engine of the train is set 3741, and that's for the large locomotive train engine. There is a smaller version that's 3740. So this is 3741, and that does not include the blue color elements. Then this section, which they have listed as the tender basis, is 3742, and again, does not include the blue color elements, because with the My Own Train line, you could buy, I guess, separate colors so that you could change it out as to what color your train was. So when I found this section in the bulk lot from last week, it already had the blue elements with it, so I just went with that. The blue elements came in their own separate set bag, which was 3743. So technically this little section right here is 3 different sets. I went ahead and parted this one together because I just feel like a train needs at least 3 sections to it to look complete. I may eventually add on to this, we'll see, but for now I had found this one in the bulk lot and this one in the bulk lot, and then I just parted this one together so that I could have the 3 sections. Especially since I already had the blue color elements, I really only needed a couple of random pieces to complete this. And then this segment on the end is the hopper wagon, which is set 10017. And if I read it correctly, all 3 of these sets came out in 2001. So a little bit of an interesting way to do sets. I like that you could buy different colors to swap out without having to buy an entire new train. I think that's an excellent idea. Totally forgot that was how it worked back then. I think I said in my last video I would have been like 9 when this series came out, so hadn't looked into it that much. But I think the colors were blue, green, brown, black, and dark gray, that you could buy different colors to swap out all of the blue elements. I think the only thing that would be problematic is that you have to apply stickers to the colorful parts, so swapping them out, I don't know. I feel like that would be difficult if you wanted to swap the stickers or you need extra sticker sheets. Someone had asked me on my last video if I ever try to move stickers, and I do move stickers all the time. I never recommend ways to move the stickers because I don't want anyone to damage their stickers and then it would be my fault. So I never really advise other people to do it, but I do it all the time and I'm super careful, and if I start peeling and I feel like it's not stable enough, then I stop and I leave it where it is. For the train engine, I was able to move all of the stickers except for these long ones on the sides. For whatever reason, those were incredibly unstable, so I did not move them. They're not terribly crooked, but for me, I would have liked to have had them a little more straight. But I was able to move everything else. I also want to say with the engine that the lights on the front on BrickLink say that they are translucent neon green. And in the photos, you know, I'm seeing online on the instruction manuals, they look just like translucent yellow. So the reason I have mine translucent neon green is because that's what it says on BrickLink. But if you all know from like personal opening experience that they're supposed to be translucent yellow, feel free to let me know because I'm just going by what BrickLink has told me, so that could be incorrect, but I just wanted to disclaim that at the beginning. I'd also like to say I have very little train experience. I was trying to think about what trains I own before getting this one, and I have the first 4 Hogwarts Express trains, the ones that came out in the early 2000s, so like 2001, 2004, the motorized one from that era, and then the one they just released back in 2018. I also have the Twisted Time train, which I love that train. It's kind of a bizarre train from the Time Cruisers series. And then I have the original Christmas train from like 2006. And then the re-release, I don't even know when the re-release was from, 2016, looked it up. Didn't realize those were about 10 years apart. That's pretty cool. So outside of this, that's all of my train experience. Those are all the train sets I have. Only the one motorized one, which is the original motorized Hogwarts Express. I do know you can motorize this one. Obviously that would make this even more exponentially expensive. So I'm happy to leave it just the way it is for the time being, but it is a really cool find. It's a beautiful design. Really reminds me of my childhood. I'd kind of blocked this whole series out originally just because it was nothing we had ever gotten before. I do really like the blue. I think of all the colors, green would have also been really cool, but I am super happy with the blue. I do have 2 of these train windows are incorrect. You can't tell from the outside, luckily. I had ordered 2 more to complete this one and they sent the wrong variation. Thank you, Lego, for making so many part variations for the same piece. So I've ordered them a second time and I'm waiting for them to come in. But luckily you can't tell from the outside. You'd only be able to tell if you're like a perfectionist like I am. The stickers are actually in really nice shape. And the parts, I mean, if you saw the last video, this thing was so dusty, so I washed it. I do take all the sticker parts out so that they don't go through the wash, unless I feel like they can handle it, but they didn't need it, so I think it held up a lot better that way, which is awesome. And then, like I said, I did part this segment together. I had most of the train base pieces and magnets and that kind of stuff in my BrickLink store already, so I didn't have to buy any of those. I really just needed to buy sticker pieces on the sides there. And then one of this little grill piece, which is really commonly found in Star Wars sets. So that was like $1.20. It wasn't anything expensive. So could part this little segment together for a few dollars, which was awesome. And then the hopper was actually complete, which is always great. You get a little shovel on one end, broom on the other. This thing is covered in ladders. And then it is filled with dark gray cylinders, which can be released on any of the sides. You can lift those up. A really cool design to use all those Technic pieces that way. I've really never seen that before. But you can dump as many of those things as you want down in there. So it comes with, I think, 11. Honestly, you could just fill that thing up with as many of those in as many different colors as you wanted. I think they just go with the dark gray to make it look realistic. And I did like that this one matched the blue already. So the whole train looks really cohesive that way. I don't have any of the instruction manuals for any of these, but I'm honestly okay with that. This is one of those sets and series I never thought I would own because they're incredibly expensive and super hard to find. Just happened to find in a bulk lot, which was really fun to be able to add kind of a real train to my collection. I like to diversify my collection as much as possible. This is definitely one of those kind of bucket list series or sets I never thought I'd get. I'm really happy to be able to have it now. I think most of these segments went for like $20 or $25 a piece when they originally came out. And I think the reason we didn't get it, besides the fact that that was kind of a little more expensive for individual segments, because you have to think, you know, you're looking at $60 to $75 to $100 to complete a full train. For a small kid, that's kind of on the expensive side. But the other thing was that it didn't come with any minifigures, and we were super into the minifigures as kids. I still am super into minifigures as an adult, which is why I've stopped getting a lot of the more sculptural builds that they are doing now. Anything that doesn't come with a minifigure I'm not super interested in, but I think that's why I didn't end up getting any of these as a kid, was because they didn't have any minifigures. I'm really happy to own this. I really love it. It's such a fun, unique series, and if you haven't looked into it, I definitely recommend it because it's totally different than most things LEGO has put out. But if you get the opportunity or you find it in a bulk lot like I did, then I definitely recommend it. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. And if you're interested in extra videos and content, check out the membership program starting at only 99 cents a month. See you all next time.